Yeah, it makes sense that you would have a emotional body that records every emotion you've ever had, because the idea of you being in existence in the first place is to experience experiences. So why would you experience that would be forgotten? You have to record every experience you have, and so that's what their emotional body does. That's what your karmic, from past lives and everything. But also we are, all of our different bodies, our mental body, our emotional, everything. We're tied into each other on this matrix, unlike an internet. It's kind of, and the internet is a great analogy. It's the internet of the mind, the internet of our emotions, and we're tied into it. We're all part of the same thing. That's alive. Our souls at the end are the same soul. I mean, so um, because of that, we being, because there have been lots of aliens who have come here. The indigo races. She has this one video, the indigo races, and the Syrians opened up, allowed the indigos to come, and it's kind of like aliens coming here. But even you're living here and you were an alien in your last few lives, you're still going to be like a human. You're still going to be tied into all the problems from when you're a kid. When you're programmed for the first 6 years of your life, you're programmed to think a certain way and be a certain way from your school and your parents. And once you get that fused into your brain, it's kind of like having water frozen into a block of ice. It's frozen in there, and that's how you are. And it also, so it's kind of hard to get rid of certain programming that we've had from the sick society that we're in. Where you have to fulfill expectations of how you're going to live in society, and if you're a man, you have to be a certain way. If you're a woman, you have to be a certain way, and all this stuff. And aliens born into bodies here can't escape that, just like anybody else. They have the same problems. And anyways, but she was talking about like the history of the earth and stuff, and she was saying that, now what I understood is that, I'm going to kind of put my own liberty talking about this, isn't that? Well, she said that there's lots of evil aliens who aren't interested in humans and don't have humans in their best heart and best interest, in all of the, a lot of other aliens and channelers say the same thing. And so I think the background story, and she cited Ashana D and Anna Hayes a few times too, like with the Moharic seal, like thinning away native aliens and stuff. But Ashana D, she says that, there have been all these, and other channelers too, Barbara Siniak. There are all these like evil aliens out there, aliens having space battles, wars between, now if we're getting into Alex Collier says, like reptilian aliens trying to kill off the humans because, and they were sit here from another universe, and they don't understand humans, they don't understand love, and they try to kill humans, and it's just lots of battles, and then it just got really crazy. Different humans being vampires, creating new breeds of humans because they can connect directly to God, and they can, and then they cause problems for some other humans in the earth from the past that then moved to Zeta Reticula, and those are the gray aliens, and they chose a purely technological path where they fixed everything technologically, and they didn't ascend and actually grow their bodies and make their advancements in a spiritual level with their mind, allowing to grow and bring their bodies to the next level. So they don't have, it caused lots of problems, all of these intergalactic wars and stuff. So they figured, what were we going to do about it? Well, we have all these different extraterrestrials out there in the universe fighting each other and everything. Well, let's make a world where we genetically design a creature, the human being on Earth, to genetically have a piece of every single race in the entire universe that has been involved in these conflicts, include their DNA, their physical DNA, into these new beings, so that the spiritual DNA of all these other aliens, that any alien can reincarnate, can come and live on Earth. It's like a neutral zone, a DMZ, demilitarized zone. It's the United States, basically, of the universe. The United States is a place where anybody in the world can come and live, and they can bring their culture, and then they get along with all the other cultures. That's what the world is to the universe. So all these different aliens are here living on the Earth, and with all their different genetics. Alice Culler said there was 22 different aliens living here that our bodies are made up of. David Wilcock said he talked to some contactees or whatever, told him that it was 57, and that's actually where the high end 57 comes from. 57 different aliens. But anyways, we're encoded with lots of different aliens. So that if you were to actually, have a past life reading and look who you were in the past life, a lot of us would be some weird ass alien out in the middle of somewhere, like a 4-legged spider looking alien, and then the other guy would be some lizard alien, and weird ass looking people. And we all came here and living on Earth, and that's what Earth is about. It's so that all these different aliens and with the reptilians and everything could come here and work out their differences and fall all the way down and become completely separate from the universe, and then start from the ground up and just basically create a world that can bring all the other aliens who've been fighting together. That was my interpretation of what she said about that. So she's talking about chakras, because the world is activating. The world is increasing. She's saying the world is increasing in energy. And and so different chakras are activating humans. And we, right now, most of the people who live on the Earth are only living in the first 3 chakras, the root, the sexual, and the solar plexus. And these are the chakras that represent just living on the Earth, survival. And she's clairvoyant, so she can look at people and see the different chakras. Energy, the way that chakras work is energy comes in. Chakras are waypoints. They're receival junctures on your body and your spiritual body, superimposed on your physical body, to receive energy from the universe. And so, and they're all represented or hosted by various glands, usually endocrine glands or organs, which vibrate at a certain vibration and take in that energy. And it comes in a certain configuration, a certain shape. The star tetrahedron, it's like a triangle, a 3-sided triangle on the top like that, and then underneath. So it creates the Star of David, the Merkaba. It's a male representation of energy being expressed and transmuted through the universe. And the female is just the sphere. But she says, energy is just coming in. So if you can imagine, it's kind of like the Leonardo da Vinci with the guy with his arms out and his legs out, and then he has a tetrahedron and everything printed in that. It has to, our body, if you look at our body, it is designed physically to take in all of that energy, it follows the golden mean spiral. Our head to our eyes, you could create a golden mean spiral on all the points of your face and your body and everything. And so we're getting energy from the universe from the top to the bottom, the side to side. Think of it 3-dimensionally. For example, our solar system isn't just a 2-dimensional existence. It's not just planes with the planets going out like this and then it planes out. Solar system is a 3-dimensional. We have the Oort cloud. We have the Magellanic clouds. There's a whole aura. It's a halo around the entire solar system that's 3-dimensional. And imagine superimposed star tetrahedron on top of that, and that's how the energy comes in from all sides. and then compacts and compacts infinitely through the tetrahedron, which can connect to other tetrahedrons. Nassim Haramein did an artistic representation of how all those different tetrahedrons could connect to each other infinitely to the farthest out and the farthest in. And so basically that's what she's talking about is we're getting activated from different energies from the universe, from the tetrahedrons, from that configuration, and all of our different chakras. And like one year it's the next one chakra, next year it's the next chakra, and because she looks at people normally and she only sees like the first three chakras. She said from like the your root chakra to your sexual chakra to your solar plexus, and it's kind of like she said she could see like the energy come into those chakras, and the energy comes in a certain configuration. The lower chakras have less angles, and the higher chakras have more. It's kind of like a tetrahedron turning into an octahedron and a dodecahedron and everything. They're just growths. They're just adding to the tetrahedron, not changing it, just adding more angles and making it more complex. And they swirl. They move. They come in and they swirl around, so it kind of looks like a. It looks like a. When you look through the things of those things and you turn it, like a. Moving around, it's kind of like a, like flowers express themselves in different shapes, and some are more complicated than others. As you go up higher in the chakra, it's more complicated. But she said she looks at people and she only sees, the first three because they think that they're here alone, and the whole atheist mindset. So she sees this energy coming in from the side, and they swirl around, but they don't get above the third chakra. It's just their emotions which makes them really susceptible to being programmed, falling into the illusion of the mass consciousness of this world, because we are in a mass consciousness. We all communicate with each other. We're all part of the same field, and so we are programmed not just from our parents and our schools, but also electromagnetically through this air, energetically. And so that's why a lot of people are just freaking out and giving sound bites. People only like to give sound bites. Oh, Obama is a fascist. He's a fascist. Did that bug just die? Oh, he's just hanging out. He's a fascist socialist or whatever. It's just people programmed to feel a certain way about something, and then they say it and they just use sound bites, and then it's kind of like walking zombie type of a thing. And so we're sucked into it, and we all feel, like if you feel like a negative emotion or a negative thought even, and actually Anna Dean was talking about this, or Manna Hayes, you have a negative thought, like a self-critical thought, like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, oh, you suck, you're not going to do shit, you fucking, and it's like, whoa, that's actually from the outer realms. That's not you. It's not even comes from you. It comes from the outer world out there. Just like you turn on your car radio and you want to get to 87.6 and you got the car stereo. Well, our brains are picking up on radio waves all the time. And negative radio waves can come and get us and talk to us, and negative emotions and stuff. And it's really, we're interrelated to all of that. And so, the one important thing for us to remember is not to think that negative feelings and thoughts and emotions, it's from us. It's not. It's from out there. And it's just this part of being a human on this world. There's lots of, and because she was saying there's lots of like negative aliens who are here on the earth who don't want the humans to ascend to a higher dimension. We've been on the third dimension. We're going to go to the fourth dimension. And like one group of aliens who doesn't want us to succeed are the Anunnaki, or some of the Anunnaki, who are the Greek gods who came down here, and they did a lot of good things, and they were the ones who were assigned to create humans back 250,000 years ago. And they were the gatekeepers of the fourth dimension. So I'll talk about the gatekeepers, guardians of different dimensions on the next video, because I'm out of time.